Hello and welcome to Consciously Awesome Living. I am your host, Sheila Applegate, manifestation coach and the creator of Consciously Awesome Adventures. We are talking about designing the life you desire. And today, I think it's very appropriate to talk about gratitude. For those of you who are in the United States, you know that we have Thanksgiving tomorrow, which is a holiday that the whole country celebrates. And who would not love a holiday where we're giving thanks? I think we could all use that, right? And the story of it when we were children is so beautiful. It talks about the pilgrims coming here and the indigenous people of the land helping them to get through the cold winter, learn how to harvest, and then they celebrate together. Beautiful story. And I'm sure that that did happen in parts of the country during the first few years that the people from Europe were here. But the thing is that it doesn't tell the whole story. And I think that we need to just take a moment to talk about that before we move on to the gratitude, because I think that when we hear the whole story, when we understand that there's good and there's not so good in all of our history, and we honor that and we accept it, then we can evolve and move forward. So as we look at this Thanksgiving and we give gratitude for all that we have, I think that it's important to take time to acknowledge that following that story, if that story occurred, that we followed that with a really difficult time in which the colonizers really really hurt the indigenous people of this land. It's really genocide and boarding schools taking children from their parents and putting a whole land continent full of people into reservations. And so I just want to take a moment and say let's remember the whole picture, and then we still can choose gratitude. We still can enjoy a story or an ideal that we come together and we help each other, and we can strive for that. One of the things that I think is important is that we can do, and I think you can do this in any country if you are not indigenous to the land that you live on, take a moment to learn about the people who are indigenous to that land and what their history is and what their present is, and just get to know the people of the land and how you can support them. I know that I live on the land of the Onondaga, Haudenosaunee, which most people know of as Iroquois. And there's some interesting facts about the Iroquois or the Haudenosaunee, and that is that our government is based on their confederacy, the structure that they had created thousands of years before the Europeans arrived and before this country was founded. So if we look at some of the things that the indigenous people of our land, wherever you are, have offered, then not only can we embrace a holiday of Thanksgiving and gratitude, we can also make an effort to evolve and to honor the people of the land. So we're going to do both of those today. I want to also say that the Haudenosaunee are the land of the peacemaker. Thousands of years before Europeans discovered this continent, um, the peacemaker was on this land, and there were 5 warring tribes at the time, and the peacemaker, through a message of peace, brought the tribes together, and they formed the Confederacy that still lives on today on this land. And it was an honoring of women as the matriarch, and also of men as supportive leaders, and of peace. And they planted a tree of peace on this land, a great white pine, and that the peacemaker said that the roots would go out in 4 directions, and that people seeking peace would follow those roots back to the tree, and they would find comfort and support and shelter as they came to this land. And I think that when we listen to that, and we have the desire to evolve and to have peace, I think that we could really work together in raising consciousness and making that prophecy come to full fruition. We've already come, and now let's also bring the peace, right? So that's the people on on the land that I live on. But maybe if you are celebrating Thanksgiving, you could take time to listen to or learn about the people who are indigenous to the land that you live on, and find ways to support them and to help their story be brought forward. Um, Perhaps support them by buying their art or their music, which is incredible. I know that Justin in Seattle has found a source where Justin can pay rental fee for the land he lives on. So it's like putting a donation in, but it's the idea that I'm renting your land, and we can think of different ways that we can take this story of gratitude and also include the truth of all people and of all history. So that's my little Thanksgiving announcement. But we're going to also move forward, because another reason that telling the story of the Haudenosaunee in the Peacemaker is important is because they have a Thanksgiving address. That's what it's called. They do a Thanksgiving address before every meeting, at the beginning of every day, anytime people are gathering, with a Thanksgiving address, which gives thanks to all of nature, all that the Creator and has created, and also the Creator. So they start with the earth and the plants and the animals and the people and the sky and the sun and the moon and the spirit guides, the Creator, and they give thanks before they start every meeting. Can you imagine what our lives would be like if we took time to get at that level every day, and every time we come together with people, what harmony we would bring to that space? And that is what bringing gratitude into the manifestation process is. We've been talking about creating the lives we desire. And we've talked about emotions and beliefs and imagination, and they're all essential to this process. But one of the very important aspects is that we stay in a state of gratitude throughout the process, because the more we focus on what is beautiful and supportive in our lives, the things that we already have that we're grateful for, the more we focus on that, the more we vibrationally bring those towards us. And I've talked before about a gratitude journal, where you just end your day by writing down all the things you're grateful for, is a brilliant tool. I know my partner Zach starts every morning quietly putting himself in a space of gratitude and just going over in his head all the things that he's grateful for. These techniques may seem irrelevant, and yet they're Um, I'm smiling because as we're talking about gratitude and connecting with all of nature, I'm hearing a whole flock of geese fly, and that just makes my heart sing because I feel like that's a response to us. So that's where my little smile came in there. I want to include you in it. So as we're grateful, the world responds to us, nature responds to us. All that is responds to us when we're in that space. Have you ever noticed if you're with, say, a, a puppy, or you see a child who is a young child with their parents when you're on the subway, and if you are in a space of gratitude and you are feeling joy and you're smiling because you're feeling that energy around you, that small children and animals will often respond to you because they're very in tune with those energies. But if you also look at yourself moving through a day and you say to yourself, what is different in the days where everything seems to go right? Maybe it started with something going right in your world early on, and then you felt that gratitude, that joy, you noticed it, you experienced it. And then another thing came and you noticed it, and you're thinking, wow, this is the most amazing day. Everything seems to be well. The same thing can happen when you are on the other side of it, right? You start out and you're grumpy and you don't make that shift. And then you start noticing more and more the things that go wrong. And then you've decided it's a bad day, and that ricochets and can be the next day, the next day. So, how we put our attention, where we put our attention, if we're in gratitude, we're noticing and thanking for all the good things that are happening, or if we're looking for the things that are not yet what we want, we'll shift our day. So, what we're going to do today is I'm encouraging you to just make an effort right now to choose gratitude, because we can choose it. But for today, after the break, I'm going to take us through a gratitude meditation to get that started with. You could redo it other days or find your own way of bringing gratitude in and reminding yourself when you need to flip back into the gratitude. So, be back in just a second and we will do a Thanksgiving gratitude meditation.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? Isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices, and together we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Life is full of moments. And when sickness breaks your momentum, from the 5 a.m. stomach bug, or stress and anxiety at work, don't forget you have Teladoc. Great care options by phone, video, or app. 24/7 access to doctors. And access to therapists 7 days a week. From anywhere you are. Day or night. Whatever it is, we're always ready to help. So you can get back to enjoying life's best moments faster. Life is good. Enjoy it well.
Visit a doctor today without even leaving your home. For as little as $19.95 per month for a family plan, You get access to board-certified physicians as often as you need it, and there's $0 for medical visits anytime, anywhere. Register now by visiting soulivity.com/health perks. That's soulivity.com/health perks.
Welcome back. How are you feeling now? Have you been grateful for our little break and for all that you just learned? All right. Well, if not, let's get our gratitude on with a little meditation. Like I said, you can put many different techniques into your day to remind yourself to be in gratitude. And if you're not sure of how valuable it is, try it out. Really take a day where you just make it a commitment that you're going to be grateful for everything and see how the day goes. And then make another day where you decide to look at all the negative and see how that goes. If you need a little experiment, you can do that. But I would suggest just choosing gratitude now and having the rest of the days go well. Not that you aren't going to have difficulties. Right? What happens is not only do you get in harmony with the world around you that makes everything kind of smoother, but when you're looking from that attitude, you do not react to things in the same resistance or difficulty. And it doesn't explode things in a negative way, but rather you just come upon the obstacle and you adjust yourself because you're looking for the good in the moment. And that in itself can be very powerful. So I'm going to draw upon the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving address. It won't be obviously in the traditional language, and it won't be the exact wording, even in English, that is traditional to the Haudenosaunee. But what I want to do is kind of give you the feel of what it's like to connect with and honor all that is around us. One of the things that I love most about the Thanksgiving address is that you, after giving thanks to each of the various elements that they're thanking, they say, and now our minds are one. And then there's silence for a moment. And to me, that is talking about oneness. We're talking about oneness now and what it's like to be in oneness. This is thousands and thousands of years ago that the Thanksgiving address came in. We know this as a humanity, and we know how to come together. We know how to be one, and we know the power of it. So taking the moment to tune into that is incredibly powerful. All right, so just take a moment now. I do encourage you to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And we'll just move through. And as I give thanks to the various aspects of creation, allow yourself to visualize it, feel it, hear it, see it, smell it. Use that imagination tool we've talked about, all right? All right, here we go. And as you close your eyes and get very comfortable and relaxed, just take a deep breath in and then release. Breathe in love and release joy. Breathe in hope and release doubt. Continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically as you feel your mind and body becoming more and more relaxed. And as you sit there very relaxed and comfortable, all distracting thoughts float away like puffy white clouds in a bright blue sky. And now I would like you to imagine yourself in the most beautiful landscape that you can picture. Maybe a place that you love to go that reminds you of family or childhood, or maybe it's a place that you hope to be someday. Could be woods or an ocean or by a stream. Wherever you are, take a moment now to just imagine yourself sitting right there looking up at the sky, the grass, the leaves, the water, whatever is around you. Take a moment to imagine the scent, and then just breathe in the soft air, the crisp, beautiful air that is surrounding you. And pay attention now to your heart as you feel your heart expanding with gratitude. And now we give thanks. We give thanks to the earth and the dirt that supports us and nurtures the plants. We give thanks to the rocks for their steady, strong energy that grounds our world. And now we give thanks to the waters, from the ocean to the rivers. For the waters quench our thirst and they heal us. And the ocean, with the moon's tide, brings in the new energies and cleanses those that need to be cleansed. And now our minds are one. And we give thanks now for the fish and all of the beings in the water. For they cleanse the water so that we will always have that clean water to drink. And we give thanks for the four-leggeds that roam the land, that offer themselves in our support for food and for clothing. And for companionship. And now our minds are one. We give thanks for the plants, the medicines that they bring us, and the food and the nourishment, and for the trees that bring us shelter and warmth and shade and oxygen. They support us in so many ways as they connect around the whole world. And as we give thanks for the trees and the plants, now our minds are one. And just feeling that gratitude, rest in once again and feel all the imagination around you. The landscape, the plants, the animals, the waters, the fish, and the trees. Bringing our minds together as one, we give thanks for the two-leggeds, our brothers and our sisters, for the space that we have on this land, and for the ability to evolve and come together. And now our minds are one. And then we give thanks for the air that we breathe. That continues to keep us moving and breathing on earth, that supports us. And for the winds and the rains that nurture the land, we give thanks for the thunder beings and the lightning, which cleanses and energizes the earth. And now our minds are one. We give thanks for Grandfather Sun and Grandmother Moon that bring us the light and the warmth and that guide us through the night. And now our minds are one. And we give thanks for the spirit beings, our ancestors, who support us and guide us as we walk on earth. And now our minds are one, and we give thanks to the Creator, the essence of creation, oneness, the Creator who has gifted us and guided us and brought forth all of creation. And now our minds are one. Oh no. And then as you sit there in this beautiful feeling, allow yourself to feel connected to all that we have prayed for and all that we have remembered with gratitude. And allow yourself to think now of those things that I did not mention. All the gratitude within our heart that we did not mean to overlook. And just feel your heart expanding. Feel your connection to the waters and the earth and the sky, to spirit and the animals and the birds. We forgot the birds, the winged ones. Yes, we give thanks for the winged ones. And then imagine that gratitude moving out to your family, your friends, and all those that you love. Feel the ripple move forward. And then feel it coming back to you. And as you sit in this space of gratitude, allow yourself to imagine how you would like today to go, tomorrow. Or imagine your perfect day. Or just simply be in the gratitude. Whichever you prefer is perfect for you. And then I'm going to keep going and talking for a minute, but you can sit in that gratitude and let it fill you. And as I'm talking, I'm imagining everyone in the world who just listened to that at the same moment, and how powerful it is when we take time to remember. And tomorrow, when at least most of the United States will be coming together with family and friends, hopefully safely with COVID, or through Zoom, but like we did last year. But as you come together and you have gratitude and you celebrate that, just take a moment to remember our origin and all that has brought us to this place, and give thanks and honor for the entire picture, not just the little ones. That's my suggestion for you as we design your most perfect life. And we will be back next week, and we're going to talk about joy, which I think goes perfectly right after gratitude, right? Joy and gratitude. What could be better? I do want to tell you, if you are interested, there is a video for free on my website. It's called Tracing Roots of Peace, and it is a gathering that we did with some of the Haudenosaunee to honor this land and to celebrate. James Twyman, an author that you may know, and the Peace Troubadour, he is in it, along with Joanne Shenandoah singing, and Diane Shenandoah, the Faith Keeper, speaking about the Haudenosaunee. So I hope you can enjoy that and have a beautiful week. And I will see you next week.